forever.
For real.
Yeah, for real.
All right, looks like we're live. Let me just let people know on Discord and Twitter, and we will get kicked off.
Repost.
I feel like I should plug the laptop in. That's right, I can't remember this.
Yeah, back in my day. What's up, Poker? Good to see you, my friend. Hey, Poker, check it. It's going in the deck. I got to crack it somehow. I got to crack it, Poker. Do it. I was thinking of a video idea to do it, though. Like some sort of video, because it's breaking. Last time I went on the Courage's stream and I looked like one of the village people from YMCA. Had my hard hat on, glasses, my jacket. I came with a rusty pair of scissors. I was ready.
The streams are getting so good too. Like there's so much content to consume right now. It's like pick your choice. What flavor of the week is it, you know?
Yeah, it's every day of the week. You can tune into something.
Yeah.
All right, let's get rolling. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. My name is Tyler Dowdle. I am marketing manager here at VeeFriends. Thank you guys so much for joining us at this afternoon on Thursday to chat about everything VeeFriends Vending. I'm really excited to be joined by two members of the VeeFriends team who we'll introduce in a second, as well as 6 of our star, you could call them VeeFriends vendors, who have a ton of experience in everything VeeFriends Vending and the business of VeeFriends Minis, which are these small little collectible pencil toppers that can be found in VeeFriends vending machines, which we'll jump into in just a second. In the meantime, I would love to know, there's 46 people here in the VeeFriends meet.VeeFriends chat. Showing off the use case of the VeeFriends minis as pencil toppers. I would love to know if you guys could just tap into the chat on where you're tuning in from today, whether in the United States, internationally. Let's see where everyone's tuning in from. Michigan, 2 from Michigan, New York City, Southern Cali, love to see it, Pennsylvania.
Ty, start noting down the 5 states that we don't, the 5 to 6 states we don't have a machine at, and just start taking screenshots of those people. We'll be reaching out to them shortly.
Yeah, we'll start badgering those people to check them off the list to hit all 50 states. Edmonton, Canada. What's up, Rafael from Facebook? So this is being restreamed on VeeFriends Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitch. So in the chat, you guys might see comments coming in from those social platforms. And we're really excited to get into everything VeeFriends Minis. So without further ado, I will kick it off to Chase Hunter, who is our vending lead, vending manager here at VeeFriends. Chase?
Thank you, Tyler. What's up, VeeFriends? Excited to be here for this awesome opportunity. Lots going on in the VeeFriends vending world. If you're new or haven't heard of it yet, VeeFriends Vending is really one of our next channels for us to grow and bring our IP to life. And no better way to do it than partner up with those in the communities, different businesses, entrepreneurs, which, as Tyler said earlier, we have some of those juggernauts, as Ron calls them, in a few months back here to talk with you guys. So we have a jam-packed full schedule, super exciting. Going to talk a little bit about VeeFriends Vending and then share a really small piece of alpha with everybody here for just a couple quick seconds. And then we're going to jump into hearing from these vendors. So VeeFriends Vending, if you're not aware of it, it's an opportunity to partner up and help us expand our IP. No matter if you're an entrepreneur or you're a business owner, or you have brick and mortar, or even a streamer, we'll hear from some streamers here shortly, VeeFriends Vending can be for you. So it's super easy to get onboarded, but really excited to actually be offering everybody here that attends the call or hears this, we're going to offer a promo. If you email v@veefriends.com within the next 36 hours, or essentially before tomorrow night at 11:59 Eastern time, then we will actually, if you email and say you'd like to order a machine, we're actually going to throw in an extra 2 bags of minis. So an added $250 value to help onboard. That means if you sell through all 2,000 minis that you got, you'll make $1,000, and the initial investment's only $750, plus you're getting 2 more bags. So super excited to be releasing that. Be sure to email v@veefriends.com, or you can email me directly, chase.hunter@veefriends.com. Let's get onboarded. We are currently live in 44 states technically, but actually it will be 45 soon. Last night after we mentioned it on the 5-5 space, we actually had someone in the state of Oklahoma that bought a machine. Shout out. So VeeFriends is live in 45 states. Would love to get into the other 5 states of Alaska, Alabama, Vermont, North Dakota, and one more I'm missing.
Nebraska.
I know I'm missing. Nebraska. Yep. So if you're there, come on over, send an email. But with that, I'm going to pass it back to Tyler and May to share a little exciting information with everybody.
Tyler?
Yeah,
All right, I have the goods, but I think before we go into, hey, like what's the little bit of sneak peek, little surprise? Hi, everyone on stage. Good to meet y'all. I've seen a couple of you, and it's good seeing everyone here. And I want to talk a little bit more broadly on VeeFriends. You know, like we are here for the practical business opportunities, and we have some of our top vendors here to talk it through with us. But really, like VeeFriends itself, as you may know, or if you're new here, you know, you may have known that Gary drew 283 characters by hand. We have different digital collectibles, aka NFTs, that people look to collect. But at the core of everything we do, we are a company that IP company, and our mission, and our ultimate mission, is to make people fall in love with these characters because they all represent different traits that we think people should know about and befriend to actually live a better life and be a happier person. So that's kind of like at the very core of why VeeFriends was created and why it matters. If you didn't notice, we actually just had a announcement with Moonbug, which is the industry leader behind Cocomelon and Blippi. And if you have kids, I don't need to go into detail of like how big those channels are. Of course, some people might disagree that, you know, like Moonbug or Cocomelon is destroying the youth in some ways in terms of just like the content itself. But you will want an industry leader such as Kevin Mayer behind you. He is the CEO of Candle Media, which is the parent company of Moonbug. I know I'm throwing out a ton of names. I'm just really excited to get the news out there. So an animated VeeFriends series is coming to us late summer for folks to, and parents and kids to better understand what VeeFriends is all about. So that's happening late summer. We're super excited. Hope you guys tune in. And if you would like to learn more about that announcement, feel free to tune into our blog information. And if you're like me, just tell me where the one-stop shop is where I can get all this information and stop blabbling. Then I would say it's go to VeeFriends.com. Everyone actually in our panel now has a VeeFriends account, and so we can email you about these updates. And if you want to learn more, feel free to hit us up on Twitter, and we'll be answering in a spiffy. Ty, anything else to add on like the macro of VeeFriends?
No, I think you nailed it.
Great. Now back to the alpha. Everyone's here for minis, and I have here, I showed it a little while ago when we first got our hands on this product sample, but here is what Series 3 and Series 4 look like. In terms
Yeah,
of
so for everyone's context, currently in all of the VeeFriends vending machines that you would find nationwide are Season 1 and Season 2 of the minis. So we do them in seasonal releases, the ones that Chase is showing now, with a very select number of characters available in each season. So Season 1 and Season 2 are available nationwide right now, but then Season 3 and Season 4 is what May is showing off to everybody.
Look at that sloth and that fly. Come on.
I was looking at the sloth at the same time. Oh my God.
Look how
There we
chonky
go.
he is.
And the Harpic.
Are these
Yeah, this is
big?
exciting.
Are these bigger than what we have now? Those look big.
They definitely are chunkier. From what I see, this product sample, they are way chunky.
So are those gonna fit in these little capsules?
Yeah, they're still 1-inch collectibles, so they still like the height of them and everything. I do think they are a little more bulky, but they will fit.
Dude,
I mean, let's look at the side, man. Like, look at this. How
Yeah.
chunky they are.
So also, are those decals going to be available for us? Those the decals for these displays, those are cool. Because I know right now they don't have any of the stickers for displays. It's just like we just have the standard. They look like this. They don't have any of that cool IP on. They just have this stuff.
Yeah, so that's something we're working on later down the road, is to also have displays and stickers if we can make it work. But yes, we're wanting to have it where anybody will be able to get something like this if we can get it to work.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect.
All
Well,
right, so send that to me. You have my address. It's all good.
Definitely, Ron. Yeah, the only sample. We will definitely send it your way. You can pass it around to everyone on this screen, and little steps.
The Stanley Cup, Ron. Just pass it around.
I can't drink out of that though. You can't drink out of that, guys. So.
Awesome. Well, without further of a doubt, let's go ahead and jump right in. Gonna have all these incredible panelists introduce themselves, tell us who they are, what they do. Feel free to plug where your machine's located, plug your socials, share a really brief introduction with everybody. So let's kick it off. I'll call you all. Let's start with Justin. Justin, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, absolutely. So Justin Smith, I'm the COO of Aspire to Be Hospitality. So we're a restaurant hospitality company, 6 brands. We operate 1,000 employees, $40 million in revenue. All of our machines are in Buffalo Wild Wings. So we started with 3. We just rolled out 5 more. We're a licensee of Starbucks, Arby's, Mellow Mushroom, Rusty Taco. So it's the restaurant business. So I've always been a VeeFriend nerd. I'm a card collector, as you can see all the boxes. So this is an added value to the experience of all of our restaurants. And we're kind of blessed that I have a bunch of data to support the toy sales, to how many guests are coming through. And we're approaching it from that standpoint. So just good to see everybody and excited to answer questions.
Chris Cowabunga, let's hear.
All right, that was awesome, Justin. I am Chris Chan, aka Cowabunga, and I do production and marketing and creative consulting. And right now, I've got my vending machine in a BurgerFi that's near my office, and I've got 3 more BurgerFis that I'm getting ready to put them in. And I wanted to start with one and see how it went, and it went super well. It was really great. And so now I'm ready to do 3 more there, and I'm working on a coffee shop next. So super exciting to kind of see how that kind of pans out and goes down. So
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Ron, the floor is yours.
Yo, thank you. Ron Jordan, aka Web3 Sensei. I am on X, the Stars podcast. I'm a host of Ron's Roundtable, where we play, compete, and collect. We talk about strategy and gameplay. So if you're into the cards collectibles as well, hit us up over on Ron's Roundtable. But yeah, the vending machine has been amazing. We have 4 of them installed now. 1 is in a yogurt shop, 1 is in a card shop, 1 is in our local martial arts dojo, and another is in a brewery.
Thank you, Ron. Nick and Bailey, floor is now yours.
I'm Bailey. That's my husband, Nick. We go by Ohio Thrifters. So we only have 1 machine. We actually do live streaming where a lot of our buyers see us online like this, not so much in person. However, it's really fun. We get a lot of new people pretty regularly. So we're just online. We sell on an app called Whatnot, and we sell sneakers mainly, but we also sell some other things as well, and VeeFriends also being one of them.
Awesome. Thank you. And last but not least, the mayor of South Dakota himself, Russ, go ahead.
Oh, great. Hey, everybody. Russ Soviet, Soviet Union on Twitter there, or X. So happy to be part of this panel with everybody. Chris, Ron, Justin, and Ohio Thrifters up there. Yeah, so my backstory here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I have 6 machines, one in our own business, Empire Fence, this construction company. And then I have 3 bowling centers, a gymnastics facility, and another family fun facility. So those have all been doing really well. I've just been loving the whole process of getting people to know VeeFriends, to learn VeeFriends, find out who their favorite characters are when they pull them out of the machine. It's been really, really enjoyable.
Thank you for sharing. So let's jump right into questions. I'll ask some questions. Would love for it to just be kind of fluid and everyone chime in when you can or when you would like. So first question, and I know a lot of you kind of answered this, but let's dive a little deeper on this. How did you get started, and what inspired you to pursue this this venture? Who wants to kick that one off to start?
I'll jump in. I thought that the vending machine was a really unique opportunity to jump in and building the IP at a local level. It was a thing for me that it was more selfish than anything. I wanted the minis. And then once I went to VCon and we were actually ripping minis, and like I brought a roll of quarters and was hanging out with the boys and we were all ripping minis, I'm like, wait a minute, this has legs. Like, people like doing this. And after that, I was like, okay, well, how can we actually make this a business and make some money on it? So that was selfish reasons. I wanted to get it on the ground floor. I thought it was a really cool way to build IP. I collected these vending machine things whenever I was growing up. We had these little ninja figures yeah, we would constantly collect those things, and I was never able to get a full set. So I was set up to get a full set of something.
Right. I feel like mine was the opposite. I didn't pay attention to the vending machines at all during VCon. Like, I didn't stick a single quarter in a machine.
That's wild. That's wild, because you have a
crazy. Yeah. So when I saw it on one of the jumbotrons or whatever at VCon. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But I don't have 10, 20 locations in our business. We're a family business. We have one location here in Sioux Falls. I'm like, how great could that be? But then I thought about it more on the flight back home. And then I was in the Gift Goat breakfast, and I met the team, and then Scott was there and kind of talked to him about that. And then it clicked. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have the locations myself with our business, but I know a lot of business owners here in town. And having a bowling background, that really springboarded myself to be able to get the bowling alleys and then go from there. But yeah, it's at first I didn't really think about it much, but then it clicked.
I saw the vending machines at VCon, and when I was there, I didn't do any quarters or put anything either in there. When I saw it at one of the little merch stands, I was blown away, because like, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who loves to grow brand and community and all that stuff, being at VCon was already magical in itself. And when I walked by and I saw, wow, this thing is so well put together. I think the colors, like just the look of it, the 360 and everything, I was just blown away by aesthetics right away. And then I got into hearing about like, oh, you can actually partner with us and be a vendor and all these things. And so I wanted to find out more information before I left. I found out a little bit, and then within like that first like 2 weeks or something like that, I know there was kind of some news and some talk about it over X, and all of a sudden I was just like, yeah, this is definitely something to check out. And then I dove into it even more. I was like, wow, what a great opportunity to niche into VeeFriends and find a voice for myself with some of my video skills for my marketing stuff. And I wanted to kind of see if I could do that. And I also wanted to teach my son about business because of the simplicity of it. Like, hey, each one of these costs so much. We're going to charge this much. Here's how much inventory we have. So I thought that was kind of cool. So it was like, for me being a dad, I wanted to teach my son. And then also for me, just because I love the IP and the brand, it just looks so well put together. And I was like, this is something great in the beginning. Can't wait to see where it goes from here. So that's why I dove in.
Yeah, the school bus looks amazing. It's just, it pops so much from across a room. Like,
we had a way different approach where we saw it as an opportunity to improve the experience for our business. So, you know, anything we can offer to our guests where they come in and have a better time in a world that, you know, I have 2 young daughters, nothing is 50 cents anymore. So being able to get access to a collectible at 50 cents, being able to, you know, either collect something with your dad or talk about soft skills with your kids in a restaurant and entice them to maybe have one more beer and increase that value of the experience. I saw it instantly as a way of, we have the traffic, we have the people coming in, and VeeFriends sells itself, let's be real. So how do we, you know, that's just from the business side. And we've had a lot of success with that. So I kind of had a way different stance where I didn't even see it as like a card or a mini that I wanted to collect. I saw it as a way that for 50 cents, the value of a 40 or 50 or $60 ticket with your family, you gain access to something extremely, you know, accessible, which was really cool. And there's not a lot of that out there anymore.
Yeah. When we were at VCon, we were vendors and we didn't even see the vending machines.
Yeah, we did it.
So we were like, when you guys were just talking about that, I was like, how did we miss this? So, but we had saw it on social media and we were like, still new on our platform. And we had no clue that if online streaming was even an option. So we had just reached out and, Chase was like, hey, like nobody's reached out yet for doing it like online streaming. And for us, like we love VeeFriends and the characters and Gary and the messages. And we're like, how can we bring this to our community? There were so many people who have no clue or who had no clue who Gary V was or what VeeFriends were. So it was a way for us to be able to like share that with them. And we were very excited to bring that to our community. Now we've just had like tons of people like reach out to us, like say, thank you so much. Like, we're so thankful that you introduced these characters to us and Gary to us. So yeah, it was just, for us, it was a new thing for us to bring to our community that we were excited about and we could get them excited about. So that was just kind of like our thought on it, was something exciting that we could share, you know?
I love that. And very different, like just how you guys had brought up, very different than what we had been people we have been talking to with so many brick and mortar stores and things. So streaming's been an interesting addition to it. And then would love, if I remember right, and correct me if I'm wrong, in your guys' first week of including this on a stream, you went through 1,000 minis, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah. So the way that happened was, so to be honest with you, we had to give a lot away because people were just like, we had first announced it and we had a lot of like our regulars like that knew us and knew who VeeFriends were. Cause when we were at VCon, we went live and everybody is like, wow, that's so crazy. But we still had people who were like, what is this? What the heck? And we were like, how can we get people more excited? So when we gave them away, we'd only do 2 or 3 at a time. And then all of a sudden they would come back and be like, oh my gosh, I got this one. I got that one. Yeah. I got this rare one. And
they like literally will come back and ask like, hey, do you guys have VeeFriends available? Because they won that giveaway. So it kind of created that, you know, collection going for them. So, and
we have new people constantly, like new customers, new buyers who are like, hey, what's VeeFriends? And we're like, oh, let's tell you all about them. Like, I'm always like pulling them out. Just, I get so excited. Our daughter is obsessed with them. And that's kind of dad and hers thing. And so the 50-cent thing, like being able to have 50 cents and teaching her like earning something, even though it might be small, like the 50 cents is going to something that she can really care about and be excited about. And knowing the characters and the messages behind the characters is really important, we think, for our kids. And we love to be able to spread that message for other people who are sharing that with their kids, you know? And so, yeah.
I love that. And that's a perfect segue to in the next question, which I know that was actually kind of the next question I was going to talk about too, was how do you all maintain relationships with the location owners, or Justin, in your case, them being your actual location, and ensuring cooperation to the program and getting people excited about it?
I can kick that off. So for us, we kind of live by the satisfaction of our guests never exceeds that of our employees. So it's about awareness. It's about making sure that when someone walks through the front door and says, hey, what's this machine? That your greeter doesn't go, oh, that's just another vending machine. That they understand its characters, it's bubble gum, they glow in the dark, they're detailed, they're collectible, check out eBay. Like if you just empower your staff to get involved with it, it sells itself. They're putting it on their pens and pencils. They're dropping it out, checks off at tables. So as an owner, I want to build as much awareness of VeeFriends, the characters. I purposely put this TV on top of my head. This is what we have playing in our restaurants. So you see it when you're in there and you're like, oh, cool, look at that machine. So, from an ownership perspective, it's what kind of value can you come in and add? I think that the $750 is a really good price point. What they're buying is all of us that know the brand, that can interact with it, that can train and educate our staff, that can connect us with the characters. So that's been our approach. But it's all about our people knowing what the heck this thing is.
Man, I love that. I think that's just so spot on and brilliant to be, like you said, to be aware of everybody in that space. That's just, that's so cool, man. And real quick, I got to meet Justin too, because Justin came through Winter Garden, right? And with your daughter?
Yeah. And we opened a whole tube full of minis in your
man, so much love. I thought that was so cool. And that's just really neat how we all get to kind of connect on that stuff. But dude, you're so right. I love the analytical side of what you're doing too, and the numbers and what you're able to see. For me, it's a local thing for me. So I've created relationships, and I mentioned this a couple of times in some stories with some people, but I have relationships with people throughout town from just giving back from local marketing and community stuff that I do all the time. And because people find value in who I am and the influence I have in the community, they really just enjoy any kind of thing I can bring to them. So especially with my spot here, BurgerFi, and I know some of the other guys will talk to like profit splitting and some of the other stuff like that. But my relationship with him it's almost like a social currency, right? So he's like, hey man, I watch your videos that you put out and I really appreciate it, and it brings attention to us. And so he really gets more value from that than he would nickel and diming me to figure out like how we're going to do this profit split for this, real estate that I'm taking up in the space. And that's kind of how I've kind of mapped out the next few locations too, not only with him and BurgerFi, but some other locations in town, is creating that strong bond with them and doing the digital social currency kind of vibes, where the videos and the content I create are also twofold. So it's benefiting the business and it's benefiting me, drawing attention to it on that side.
So similar to the Chris there, saying it's more local for you. Same thing with me. I mean, I've known these owners of these businesses that I have the machines at for 20 years now. So just that, I mean, that's hard to do. It just happened to be, I'm starting this business of the vending, and it worked out. So yeah, just knowing people for a long time that happen to have locations, that's great. So yeah, really, it's relationships. I mean, you can't go in there and be like, hey, let's have this, let's do this machine inside there, then I'll talk about numbers right away. No, you gotta build a relationship first.
Well, and I think that, to you guys' point, having that local piece and starting there, I think that's a trip up for a lot of people to get started. They're like, well, where do I put it? Who do I talk to? Who do I get it in front of? And I always say, start with family and friends, who you know. business, because my first location was literally the martial arts studio that I'm a sensei in. You know, like it was an easy decision. And then our neighbors it was a card shop, so we knew them. And then whenever I put them in here in our local town, it was because one of them was my neighbor. He owns a business, and I was like, hey, can I put this in there? So it is very much that local vibe. And I think that starting there, even with Ohio Thrifters, even though you're online, it's still your locals. It's all your regulars that started it. So I think that we all traveled that path the same way. It started local, and then you'll branch out from there, because those people are a lot more patient with you too if something screws up.
And you have a lot more services. Like, oh, you already have 2, 3, 4 locations. Now you're talking to somebody that you don't have a relationship with right off the bat. I'm like, okay, those people, now you have automatic trust almost. So
yep. Absolutely. And also, I always say that the education, just like Justin was saying, is paramount. If they don't know what VeeFriends is, they won't talk about it, and the things won't sell. You will only ever sell stuff that I believe that you're passionate about or you know something about.
Yeah, Justin, I was to touch on that, like 1,000%. That is the model that anyone who's going into those type of brands and IPs and are putting it there, having employees and everyone being super aware of what the product is, that it's not just another vending machine. Man, that's just music to my ears. That's brilliant.
Yep. Beautiful.
So you guys kind of touched on it. Want to kind of stay on this this question a little bit, because I'm also seeing a lot in different chats and stuff. So a lot of people are asking, how do you go about and actually place this machine if it's at a location that's not your direct business, as well as how do you really identify these profitable locations, or what are some great locations? Should it be kid-centric versus adult?
My opinion would be more kid-centric. You're going to have, I feel like, more buyers for longer as for kids. That's why I really went gung-ho with bowling centers here. I just thought, foot traffic is a big part of it too. I know Justin can talk about that at B-Dubs, but yeah, you got to have foot traffic daily, and a percentage of that foot traffic has to buy. I think Ron touched on that too before one of our conversations, but yeah, it's important.
Yeah, I can speak to that for sure. So we are using experiences or check count. So I know how many people are coming through the door, and I know how many minis that we're selling. So based on the volume of the store, I'm able to back into an ROI of the machine. So I can tell you that our first 3 machines were paid off in the first 120 days that they were placed. I can also start moving the machines around, and I have a plan, right? I'll lead with that, have some form of business plan or mechanism to gauge success. But I can also tell you 1 in 25 experiences, whether it's a slow or a busy store, interact and buy from the machine. So I see it as a pure traffic play, especially if we're going to sell online and on eBay. And I'm embracing the heck out of that. I think what y'all are doing there is great. But I think for me, the more traffic you have in your business and the better, awareness you have of the program, the more successful you can be. It's not like the Wayne's World. If you book them, they will come. You need people passing by this thing for a responsible business model.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. You have to have traffic and people that are willing to spend, for sure. I think of places where parents are going to be and with their kids for a decent amount of time, to where the kids annoy their parents and they want to send them somewhere to go do something.
Here's $5. Stop
Shut up, toys.
Shut up, toys. Like, hey, if you eat your dinner, you'll get the minis. Like, I think about those things because I have kids. I bribe my kids, and it works. So you just have to do that sometimes. And I think that is it's a really good strategy, and as long as people are walking by that machine, they're going to see it. It's eye-catching. That thing is beautiful. Like it vibes so good with the yogurt shop that we just put in. It's just like, it doesn't stand out too much, but it stands out enough that it draws that attention, but doesn't ruin the aesthetic of the business either. So I think it's like that nice that nice mix. But that's where I'm targeting, is places where both the parents and the kids go, but they're going to spend some time in there. Russ, I think that your position with like that fun center, we have 2 of those around here. I might reach out to them.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. That's some alpha.
Yeah, I mean they have go-karts, they have indoor arcade, laser tag, mini golf. But here in South Dakota, it's half of it's closed during the winter. So I'm really anticipating that location picking up here in spring, summer.
I'm excited to see what spring does too.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I think it's going to be a whole new ball, like not a whole new ball game, but I feel like the foot traffic is going to pick up, and we're going to see.
Yeah, it's going to change. Like I think
more activity.
I think some to most of all of us had some slower months here during the winter. Traffic may have dipped down here and there. I mean, I track all my sales with graphs and stuff out of my Excel, so that's been clear. That slowed down a little bit. Then at the beginning, it was all this hype. Everyone's so excited. So of course, we had a lot of sales. But I think it's good to try to figure out ways to increase your sales yourself besides waiting for the weather to change. And there's been some ideas that I've had on that too.
You want to jump right in and share some, like all of you? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to chime in too on the demographics and stuff, and the real estate of the machine doesn't take up too much space, talking aesthetically. And then everyone talked about the kids, which you're so spot on with. The kids are like, it's amazing. So for me, with the BurgerFi location, I'm putting my machine right next to the register, because the register is going to have people, standing in line. That's where all the kids are. And I can tell you time and time again, as the parents are waiting there to order 5-10 minutes sometimes, because it's just, massive foot traffic in there. The kids are all behind there cranking away on the machine and just spinning it and going hard at it. So they're really well made too, by the way. Very durable. But what I noticed, and I've shared this too in some of my stories, is not only is the demographic of those kids, right, that foot traffic and the stuff going on, in the off times when the traffic isn't so heavy, the older demographic, like the young kids in high school that are getting jobs at this place, and they invite all their friends to hang out at this place, they're all kind of digging into it too and kind of figuring it out. One, because they like characters and they like these little things that they can put in their, and as they go along, they start to realize, wait a second, these are collectibles. There's some value to some of this. And so I'll find as much time as I can to kind of educate too some of them while I'm there and say, hey, did you know that diamond one could sell for 20, 40, 50 bucks on eBay? Like, people are looking for that. And then as soon as you mention that, they're like, wait, what? And then they're like, how much money does that make? I want to be an entrepreneur. Like, can I get one of those and get started? So like the teenagers that are going into high school, not only are they falling in love with the brand and the cuteness of it, but now they're like, wait, you make money from this?
Wait,
like,
I can sell things and fill up a tank of gas in my car and get to school? Oh, that's
for real. So yeah, I thought that was a kind of unique spot of it, kind of sharing that side of it.
Awesome. So I'm going to do one quick lightning round, then ask one more question, and then we're going to bring up people from the audience to ask you all questions that might be in similar business or just have questions in general. One more thing I want to plug again. I'm seeing people ask how to get involved. You can go on vending.veefriends.com to learn more. Additionally, we are actually offering a limited time offering until tomorrow night, 11:59 Eastern. If you email v@veefriends.com and just say, I want to buy a machine, I was on stream, or I want to buy a machine, we will actually, for $750, send you 8 bags of minis, which is 2,000 minis, allowing you to make $1,000 off your initial investment, or not make 1,000. Total revenue, bring in 1,000, profit an extra 250. So go ahead, jump on that. You can email now, you can email after the show. But real quick, lightning round of questions that we saw in different chats. If someone could just real quickly chime in. So the first one, been thinking about VeeFriends Vending as a business for my 13-year-old son to start. Is it a smart idea? How should I go about it? Would love to hand this to you, Chris, just because you had mentioned it earlier. Real quickly, what's your thoughts?
1,000% do it. 1,000% do it. It's worth every penny of it. $750 you spend on the machine will pay for itself over time. And I think just the fundamentals of getting something, starting it from the beginning, and then being part of a bigger ecosystem to learn about is massive. And we are who our friends make us, right? So who surround us. So let's surround ourselves with some VeeFriends, and I think that's a great thing for a 13-year-old. So yes, do it.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Next question from Miami Mike. Can I pitch this to other business owners to put a machine in their place? How do I go about that?
Yeah, I can answer that as a business owner, how you might want to approach me. I think it's not the $750 because we can go out and buy the machine. It's the value that you're going to bring to the table. It's the not having to deal with maintaining it or cleaning it or the upkeep to it, making sure that you're crystal clear on when whatever share you have worked out is going to be in their hands. And you can take care of it. You can keep it clean, neat, and tidy. And you can give them confidence that it's something that's going to add value to their business, but they don't have to maintain. It's not an extra thing on their cleaning list or an extra piece of the business they have to worry about. It's just extra revenue. And then you have to help them bring awareness to the program by maybe offering some training and coming in and talking with their team and the employees. That's where it becomes interesting to me. Otherwise, it's such a low barrier of entry. I'm just going to want to buy my own machine and do it myself. That's the realness of it.
Awesome.
Well,
and then, go ahead.
I wanted to quickly add something to that too, to Justin. Whenever you're talking about that, I think then another piece to it is whenever you do end up having that conversation is being very responsive when things do come. You got to make sure that you are able to be in contact, or you're able to be contacted and get to the sites in a reasonable time, because that to me is really important for the business owners. So that way, if somebody's using it, to your point too, the experience is good every time.
And wear and tear is big. So we have some high traffic locations we have this in, and I heard Chris say that they're very durable. They are, but with the more traffic you get, the dirtier and the more things that are not quarters are going to be put in this machine that happens. So you do have to be responsive to Ron's point and make sure that they know they're supported. That's part of the bag. That's why they don't have to worry about it. So good stuff.
That's it.
Awesome. And then last lightning round question, I'm going to ask Nick and Bailey on this one, just because it's directed kind of at you guys, is how do you rope these into your stream? How are they sold on your stream?
So on our platform, there's what we call an auction section and also a buy it now section. And if we put them in our buy it now section, we do 10 for 10, or we do 20 for 15. So that way they feel like they're getting an even better deal when they're purchasing the more. We have fees that we do pay on our platform as well, so that we have to compensate for that as well. But we keep our machine in view, so our buyers, when they're asking whether they're new to VeeFriends or not, they're like, hey, how many is in this section and this canister, because they want to pull from a certain side, because everybody's collecting different things and different characters. I would say the best way for us to do it is like when we start our show, we give away 3 VeeFriends. First question that happened is, what's a VeeFriend? I'm new here. Can you explain this to me? And we get super excited. So we always break a VeeFriend at the beginning of the streams. And we explain the different rarities, the different characters, how they're only season 1 and 2. And like I had said earlier, a lot of people are like, thank you so much for this. Our kids love these. Can I buy some more for Easter? So
stocking stuffers,
stuffers, everything. So a lot of people are excited about being able to give them to their kids, because I think the characters themselves, the value from the character themselves are kind of doing the work, and they're doing what they're intended for, and bringing a good message to the kids. And so, yeah, they just go to our buy it now and purchase them, unless they were able to win it on the giveaway that we did. So
you guys have,
that's how we. What?
Do you have any the VeeFriends core compete and collect cards? Do you have a lot of those?
We do have some, just like our personal. You're talking about like the playing cards.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah,
a quick idea for you would be, if you do pull the minis and you do have a core compete and collect card, throw it in there, and then it gets them interested in the card game too. That's sometimes
Yeah.
I do the ones I've sold on eBay. I'll just throw a couple slabs of some core cards I have and like just a little bonus.
Yeah, we have a few that are kind of near and dear to our heart, but we have some that I guess we would be okay with parting with. But for us, like, we don't have a lot of the cards, but we have some that are unopened packs, and we always talk about, you know, wanting to rip them live on stream and do things like that. There's also a card category on Whatnot as well, and we're really big into watching cards on there, and we just don't do cards ourselves. So, but that's a really good idea. I think people would be, because there's a lot more card collectors, I would say, that come to our stream than not knowing who VeeFriends are. But so being able to get the cards with it, I think that would probably bring more excitement as well.
Yeah, it's fun for them.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Go to VCon last year. At card night, everyone was giving all their cores away. They're like stacks of cores, like this much. People were just giving away at card night because they just wanted the rares and all the foils. So if you're there, it's an easy place to collect a bunch of cores.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was
Awesome.
so mad.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say I was mad. I wasn't in the cards yet whenever that was all happening.
That was insane. That was a crazy night. But
I was busy ripping minis over in that flea market.
Perfect. Well, Tyler, I'm going to let you start bringing people up to ask questions. And while we're bringing them up, saw a lot of questions in the chat, want to answer real quick. So original cost of machine, $750. It comes with the machine, 1,500 minis. When you sell them at 50 cents, it allows you to break even on your first sell through. But right now, once again, email v@veefriends.com. Bring up this panel. We're throwing in an extra 2 bags of minis for 2,000 total minis. $1,000 revenue to be made if you order before 11:59 tomorrow night. The cost of minis and refills moving forward is 12 cents, 13 cents per mini. 13, thank you. 13 cents per mini, which essentially comes out to $195 plus shipping to order 1,500 more minis. So those have kind of been the questions I've been seeing. Now want to pass it off to those of you to ask more questions.
Cool. So I just brought up Pap. Pap, you're now on stage. We can't.
Hello?
Your camera's off. If you want to turn that on, but we can hear you. Hey, Pap.
Okay. Well, I did. I wrote a VeeFriends rap a long time ago. It was probably like a year ago, and I just wanted to see if you guys want to hear it.
A rap.
I would love to hear it. If you wanted to record it and tweet at us, just like to keep us on track here as we have like some Q&A particular to VeeFriends Vending and VeeFriends Minis. I want to just be respectful of everybody's time. But if you want to record it, tweet it to us, like I would love to hear it during that.
All right, that sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks, Pat.
Make sure you tag me. I want to hear it.
Yeah, we would love to hear it. If you guys have any questions, use the raise hand feature on the bottom of the screen. And then when you do...
Pappy trying to spit bars up here.
You'll receive a roll check
Miami Mike. Yo, get up here, Miami Mike.
Miami.
Raise your hand. Yeah, he always has some questions. Yeah.
In the meantime, waiting for people to raise their hands, I'm just going to share my screen, show you guys 2 places that you can learn more about VeeFriends Vending and VeeFriends Minis. So this page here is vending.veefriends.com. This is where you can apply to be a vendor. If you want to take advantage of that limited time offer that Chase was just talking about, make sure to email him directly at veefriends.com. But on this page, you can learn more about just how being a VeeFriends vendor works, the different packages that are available, and be able to apply. And then I'm going to share one more screen. Share this tab.
I love the new website too. This one where the QR code to, that was like, as soon as, because whenever I went to pitch the yogurt shop, I pulled this up and I was just expecting the old site, and then this popped up, and I was very excited.
Like,
Yeah, so this is where people can learn more about the minis, what minis are out there right now. This is all about season 1 and season 2. If you click this button here, it'll bring you to our store locator that shares all of the locations of all of the VeeFriends vending machines nationwide. You can download.
Which have we mentioned we're in 44 states yet?
44, soon to be 45, hopefully 50 at the end of this stream. But it just has a bunch of information that I think will be helpful for everybody to learn more about the mini. So that's VeeFriends.com/mini. And now we have the bees up here on stage. Bees, if you want to go ahead and ask your question.
What's up, everyone? First, I want to thank you guys for taking the time today and kind of going through this and telling us about all your experiences. I got a twofold question, and you might have mentioned this right at the beginning, but I wanted to find out, like, when season 3 and season 4 minis will be available. Will they be the same price? And then how long will season 1 and season 2 be available?
Yeah, I'll jump in this. So season 1 and season 2 will be available until we're completely sold out. We're not going to reprint season 1 and season 2. So what we have, our total inventory of those two is our total inventory. It's not going to change unless people burn or destroy them, obviously. And then to answer your first question, I guess I went reverse. Cost is going to be the same. We're planning on cost to be the exact same for season 3, season 4.
Nice. And when is season 3 and season 4 available?
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Nothing official just yet. It's been kind of the question of the last 2 weeks, but we should have more stuff coming down the pipeline.
All right. And if I can just jump in again, is there any plans in the future for vending card machines? And if there were to down the road be vending card machines, would we have the chance to get involved?
Everything's a possibility. I'll say at this time, the focus just really is on these vending machines. We have a lot of exciting things that have rolled out and are continuing to roll out. So this is the focus, but that is definitely not out of the question.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah, great question.
No problem. Thank you.
I think that's something to bring up as well is this doesn't require any electricity to run. Like you can put it anywhere. You can move it around. You can do. It's lightweight. It's easy to carry. I think that's another piece that it's lightweight enough, but it's also sturdy enough that the kids aren't going to knock it over and things like that. So those were all concerns of mine, and I like the fact that there's no electric that needs to be run to this thing. It's a lower barrier to entry just having the machine itself.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're going to move on to Bar Locker. Bar, you're muted and your camera's off, so if you want to just go ahead and turn those on and ask your question. Oh, you just dropped down. Bar, if you are able to join again, just raise your hand. I'll try to bring you back up. But in the meantime, we'll move on to Savvy D.
Hi, everybody. So I just want to start by saying, like, thank you for getting this put together. I have so many notes. I'm so excited. And just thank you for everybody who agreed to do this, because sharing this wealth of knowledge, it's one thing that I've known in this community. There's no ego and everybody shares willingly. And that's amazing. It's never oh, I'm going to keep that to myself just in case or anything. It's just I'm so inspired by that. The question I have is an approval question, mostly for Tyler and Chase, but also would it be a good business move from those of you who are in it? I was thinking about taking a capsule from a mini and putting in a slip of paper and putting it into the machine and putting an advertising sign that whoever gets that capsule will win a collectible and have
like bounties.
So the question I guess would be, first of all, as far as business practice goes, and I mean, I don't know if we're running these as like contractors or legality. What can I do that in the machine, considering that it's a VeeFriends product? That would be an issue, like contractually for the machine? How much? Oh gosh, how do I phrase that? Like, how much liberty do we have with these machines as individual owners to do promotions like that or things like that?
Good question. So for the technical answer, be sure to check out our vending terms of service on our vending.veefriends.com. Short answer though, let's chat a little bit offline on to see what your idea is, because the short answer is yes, but I think everybody actually on stage does something similar, some type of bounty. So let's just kind of chat a little bit more about it, but would love to open it up to any of the vendors that do something like this and share what you do and your experience with it.
Yeah, Savvy. I'll just jump in here quick. Last holiday season over Christmas, for the whole month of December, I made up these little laminated cards and I taped them to the top of the header right there. Mm-hmm. And on it, it said, if you pull a diamond, I was doing the first one to pull a diamond and tag me in a picture on Instagram would win a gift certificate to that location. So like $20 to the bowling alley, $20 to the gymnastics store for whatever. That worked out great. 4 of the 5 claimed. I mean, people could have pulled diamonds and just didn't read the card. That probably happened, but that was one bounty that I did. And then another one is kind of similar to your idea. Just last week, I finished grabbing a bunch of minis and I put little red stars on them. If anybody remembers the old Tootsie Pop suckers, on some of them, they had an Indian with a bow and arrow shooting a star. If you show that to the gas station, you get a free sucker. Well, I'm copying that idea where I'm putting little red stars, stickers on the capsules themselves. I'm doing like 3 or 4 per side in the machine. And if you get one of those, you get 25 free minis. So I have that coming out this next month. So yeah, you can do stuff like that. It's worked out. It's pushed product. So
there's ways to do bounties without actually having to modify or add.
I haven't modified the minis at all. I've just added stuff like, hey, tag me on Twitter or Instagram, whatever. But
yeah,
I'm excited for the red star one.
Yeah, I like that idea. I overlooked the ability to just tag me on socials.
It's like once they tag you, then okay, now I'm just gonna go over there and drop a little bag off or a gift card off, and then now it brings that person to the location again to spend more money for them. Besides just having like a box of minis back there, I'll give this person 5 minis if they pull this. Well, now you have all those employees having to worry about that. Where okay, it takes me 5 minutes to go to the store. Let's just drop it off and.
Well, that's the biggest piece of it. You take the burden off of the ownership or the store.
You want to make as much least amount of friction for them that you can.
Yeah, and the biggest.
We should talk offline and figure out like a place on the vending machines to do like bounty slots. You can just slip in a QR code or with the name of the bounty and says scan this. For like to make it universal. That'd be cool.
That's what I did. I put a QR on the actual machine to download the collector's guides. I added that to every one of my machines too, because I'm like, I laminated the thing, but those kids, they tear up everything. They put the stickers off, they rip everything apart. So
yeah, I was thinking about having a little tray with the collector's sheets just on paper, just right next to the machine, on a little stand. I'm like, those just might be just thrown everywhere.
Yeah, I love all like the brainstorming and the back and forth. I think something that we haven't mentioned yet that would be really cool to mention and something that people would find valuable if you're thinking about becoming a vendor is you also get access to the VeeFriends Vendors Discord channel, which is gated exclusively to people that are verified VeeFriends vendors, like all the people that you see on the screen here. And you can engage in conversations just like this, where you can build upon these different brainstorm ideas and find different clever ways to drive traffic and drive collectability of your machine. So it's also a community and a network of other entrepreneurs and business owners outside of just being a business opportunity. Go ahead, Seth.
Very important in that Discord as a vendor, you get a really cute little vendor machine right next to your name.
That is true.
And
I noticed that last week.
You said it, and then I looked and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's something that we just recently rolled out in the past couple of weeks. So as more vendors join the network, obviously the more ideas, the more experienced entrepreneur and business owners that join that network, that can be really a brain trust and opportunity for people to brainstorm these different ideas. We have Miami Mike on stage as well. If Mike, if you want to unmute, you've had some awesome questions in the chat that I know everybody here would be eager to answer.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys? So my question is for Chase and Tyler. Is there some type of training program that VeeFriends offers for first-time vendors?
Not technically offers, but happy, like typically the way if someone wants to buy a machine, we'll jump on a call and we'll talk through a lot of it. Happy to jump on a call with you and try to answer any questions or help train. I've gotten to learn from all these wonderful vendors, first of all, right here, as well as so many others that just reach out and tell me like, this is the type of deal I struck with this restaurant. This is how I did it. Or also giving great ideas and stuff. So would love to jump on a call with you, talk some more, as well as would love to connect you with some of our other vendors that can also help share that experience better than I can even.
Yeah, Mike, if you want 24/7 white glove service, just sell me your rare robot you just got, and then I'll just do anything for you.
That wasn't mine, by the way.
That wasn't yours. I thought it was yours.
No, I can kind of see where that was kind of misleading quite a bit. I was just kind of shocked to see the rare robot. I wish.
Mike, was there any other questions? I know you dropped a good amount in the chat.
Sure.
I was going to say to touch on that too real quick for Mike, because one of the ways that I learned, besides the multiple conversations with Chase and stuff over the times, was whenever the machine came, it came with a great packet, and that explained like everything, like, hey, here's how you can operate with businesses and what we want to see and what we don't want to see, and here's how we want, the branding to be consistently, VeeFriends minis, not just minis. So there's like a lot of like great, protocol for all that stuff. And then the rest of the questions is it's really just like trial and error as we kind of been going. So,
well, a lot of us have put together videos about how to put the machines together also, because there's 8 bolts to put in. I mean, it's very simple to put together as well. So you get a screwdriver in 15 minutes and that thing's up and running as well, which is nice.
Yeah, it was a nice assembly, super easy. And I don't want to get off two points or anything. I had a thought process real quick I was going to mention, because we talked about some stuff and I thought about a friction point that I think, Ron, you might have solved in the past, or maybe with Russ, but everything's so cashless these days. What do you do when you have all these machines in all these places and there's no quarters accessible? Because that also is a friction point, besides having the foot traffic, is having the means to do it. I know there's other stuff coming out, like we've got the Focus Falcon, some other things happening there on that side. But I think, Ron, it might have been you that says, sometimes I stop by and I just drop off, some quarters and to the place, and I'll just make sure I switch out with them so they've got enough currency.
They actually buy the quarters off of me at my one location. They'll buy the quarters back off of me, so they always have quarters on hand. Because it is difficult for some of these places to keep a lot of quarters on hand.
Yeah, especially arcades.
I can see that.
Slide codes, arcades.
Yeah, and it's a friction point for the cashiers.
Yeah,
they get upset because they're like, oh, all these people are always asking for quarters all the time, and we don't have any, and this and that. So it is something, Justin, like you were saying, to be aware of what's going on and how to, kind of handle that stuff. So
good point.
Just tell them $10 minimums. That's all. $10 minimums.
Yeah. Switch it out.
Cool. I have one more question too. So is there like a personal rep? So once I become a vendor with VeeFriends, is there a personal rep that I have that I can reach out to at any given time?
This guy right here. Feel free, email me, DM me, whatever. I try to get back as absolutely quickly as I can. But yeah, I'm your guy if you need anything.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, Mike,
Awesome.
did you have any,
Thank you.
location?
Good to see you, Mike.
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thanks, Mike.
okay. One last question that we're gonna leave everybody on. It's another big question I see coming through chat. So, you all have had a great amount of success. So would love to hear from you guys what the VeeFriends vending journey, what is success to you? Because you're all in such different businesses and things. What is success to you in this venture? And what are some key factors that have contributed to it? Would love, Justin, let's kick it off with you and I'll pass through. And then after this, we'll wrap up.
So success for us is, I want to do my part in being an ambassador of VeeFriends because it has a lot of synergies with our current company and our core values. So we share a lot of values through the characters. And I think it's super important that we build awareness through the mini program. As a side hustle, I'm really, nerding out on learning about vending and trying to become really good at it and build small business models and try to prove them out and leveraging technology to do so. So it helps me just keep really in tune to the business through a different small side hustle and really tell it, I'm the guy that is deemed the busiest person all the time, right? I'm leading ops and people see me doing this small side hustle. So it's just one of those things is I want to inspire people to know that you can always find time in something if you put your mind to something and I want to be a good ambassador and steward to VeeFriends because I believe in it. So,
thank you for that, Chris.
Great answer. It's a really great answer. So mine, macro and the micro level of it. The micro level of it is I'm just enjoying being a part of the VeeFriends community, and I think just having the VeeFriends machine for me is just that connection to do what we're doing now, where we're connecting and answering questions and doing all this stuff. And sharing those values with the characters. I mean, you hit on it, Justin. That's super, super valuable to me because of, I got a 10-year-old son and a 15-year-old daughter, and they're two different places. And then the macro is just growing with the IP because I 1000% believe in VeeFriends. And so as it continues to grow with partnerships and Coco Melons and the animated series, and as this takes off, I think in the macro, I'm really excited to see how far I can push this and how many I can get for some passive income. I think that'll be really exciting to kind of see.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, so for me, I feel like I'm already successful at the vending of it, and here's why. The other day we were in the car and I had the Patient Pig Mini on like the dash. And one of my daughter's friends was in the back and was like, "What is that? That's super cute." And I was like, "Well, you can get them at the yogurt shop." And she went up and she got them at the yogurt shop. So it was so successful because I was like super cool to my daughter's friends. So as a dad, I mean, come on, it doesn't get better than that. But I also think that it hones my skills as a salesperson because I have to constantly, like not constantly, but it puts me out of my comfort zone because it's not my day-to-day thing. And it puts me in new situations and having to talk to these store locations and have a whole new set of not issues, but just things to consider. I like that piece of it. So success for me is just that piece of it is just continuing to hone the skills and like Chris said, I want more machines. I want more locations because as this IP grows, I think that those locations become destinations down the road. Those are definitely going to be places where people are going to want to go to get those little toys. I really believe that.
Wow. Thank you for that. Nick and Bailey.
I think something that literally all three of you guys have said is really similar for us. Our 5-year-old, she is obsessed with VeeFriends. Patient Pig is one of her favorites, and so is Passionate Parrot. And she takes them to daycare, and so all of her friends are excited about them and wondering how they can get them. And the parents are asking me, like, how do we get these VeeFriends, as so-and-so's talking about? And so it's really awesome to be able to like just share like the true meaning behind the characters with you know, the younger generations, like, you know, our kids, and being able to pass that message along. And I know both of us have just learned so much from listening to you guys already. Like, I'm already excited thinking of all these places. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, we're going here, here, and here, and we're getting 3 more vending machines. Literally, I'm like so excited, like, to just be able to be a part of this. We're really grateful for it. Just the success, I would say, truly is like being able to portray like the meaning for these characters and like the whole goal behind all of this, and showing our community on our Whatnot streams, like just the humility behind everything. It's just amazing. So I guess I don't know if that was really what you were looking for, but I mean, I'm just excited about all the things. So
I love that. I share a similar excitement as well. And last but not least, Russ, take us home.
Success for me would be, I mean, like I said before, on my flight home from VCon, it really clicked with these machines. And I was writing down all the locations that I thought I could do, all the people I know. And at the last, I wrote a paragraph of what my goal or success would mean to me with these vending machines. And one of them, well, the main point there was everybody in the state of South Dakota knows what VeeFriends is about. And that is really important to me, not just in Sioux Falls, but I want to get a few more machines to go up north. I want to put North Dakota on my back. I want to put Nebraska on my back, the whole Midwest, because there's a gap there. You can see it on the map. There's a gap there, and success for me would be to close that gap and to have more people learn about what VeeFriends is about and what it will be about. All you guys have kids, and I feel like the kid in this room. But I've said myself, I go, I want my future kids they will be growing up with VeeFriends. Like, I think that's just amazing. So yeah, that's how I think about it.
Thank you for that. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Couple quick things. Be sure to visit vending.veefriends.com or minis.veefriends.com. Check out a store near you. Go to the location, ask to speak to the vendor of the machine, connect with them. This community is so accepting, and they want to learn together, and they want to teach. Reach out to everybody on this panel, plus anybody else, VeeFriends, if you have any questions, thoughts. Everybody is very accepting. One more time of saying it, email v@veefriends.com. Say you were at the panel, say you want to buy a machine. We're offering an additional $250 of additional revenue by giving 2 more bags if you order before tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Once again, thank you guys for everything. And Tyler, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining everybody on stage. Russ, Wild Drifters, Justin, Chris, and Ron. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to join and jam about everything VeeFriends Vending. Appreciate the 60 strong that were in the Meet.VeeFriends chat and the hundreds tuning in across the VeeFriends social platforms. Appreciate you guys tuning in and taking the time to be with us on this Thursday. If you guys tuned in late, or maybe we're popping in and out, the stream has been recorded. It was live on the VeeFriends YouTube, so you can check out the recording there if you want to go back and review anything that these outstanding vendors said, or get any info that you need. So be sure to check out that recording. We'll be sharing it on our socials as well. And that's it. Yeah, we hope that this was valuable for you guys. Maybe we'll do another one in the future. And thank you guys again.
Thank you for having us.
VeeFriends Vending, where quarters make sense. Thank you all.